What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Stirfry. It's your boy, Chef T.
I'm Boy the Spacekid.
And our special guest today is M Stacks.
What up, man?
The man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah, man. I'm so happy to be here, to finally get a chance to tell my story. I feel like I've been doing this music shit forever, but I never really got a chance to talk about it from beginning to end.
Yeah.
Nobody knows. It's just like you popped up.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. You're everywhere.
Connected everywhere.
Yeah. So you originally are from Cleveland? Or
I mean, that's where my origin starts. I mean, I was born in Hawaii, but I started doing music in Cleveland for sure.
I mean, so on the age side, how old were you when
I started doing music?
Just normally in Cleveland. Like when you say born in Hawaii.
All right, so look, I was born. My family is from Cleveland, but I was born in Hawaii. I came to Cleveland to be around my family when I was like 5.
Okay.
Then we moved to Atlanta shortly after that.
Okay.
Then we moved to Shaker Heights. That's really where my family is from. And then that's where I finished out high school and the whole nine.
Okay, yeah. So you spent most of your youth years probably in Cleveland.
Yeah, for sure. Cleveland over everything, for sure. Absolutely. But it was Atlanta before that. But that was only for like 7 years.
Hey, those are good places to kind of land, you know?
Hawaii, Atlanta, and Cleveland. Yeah. But specifically Shaker Heights, though.
Yeah. But I mean, close enough to Cleveland where you get the big city feeling. Right. You could have been traveling to the random city in Tennessee, you know?
Yeah, but no, Shaker was dope though, because it was a lot of talent, a lot of music stuff going on.
Shaker is dope.
Yeah. Around that time, there was a lot of stuff going on. I feel like.
So let's hear about the origin story. When did you start, having the passion for music? Was it always with you, your family?
Before it was a passion, I was always tuned in to music, specifically rap music, but I listened to all types of stuff growing up because my parents listened to a lot of different stuff, but mainly hip-hop. I remember the first hip-hop song I ever heard, it was in Hawaii. I was in a bouncy house, and they had music playing, and it was a Young MC, Don't Just Stand There, Bust a Move. That just show you how old I am, but I was a baby when I heard that. But I got a passion and a love for music, probably around the time I started playing the clarinet when I was in Atlanta in 6th grade, 5th, 6th grade, something like that. That's when it started. Because that's when I started playing the clarinet, the way the teacher was breaking it down, I was able to understand how music worked.
Before the notes and stuff.
Yeah, before then, all I understood was the finished product and what you hear on the radio, not necessarily the notes that go into it and the structure that has to go behind it. So it started there. But the crazy part is shortly after that, I started kind of getting good with the clarinet. And I wanted to make some money. And I remember I was a real inquisitive kid. I always used to see people playing their instruments on the street in Atlanta. There was a lot of that type of stuff going on around that time. 96, 97. So I asked my dad, could I do it? And he let me do it. And I actually made a shitload of money for a little kid. I mean,
you were just playing the clarinet?
Just playing the clarinet. I only knew 2 or 3 songs. And he was just like, yo, play those songs over and over again. Because you can play them really good. And plus you're a kid. Do it. And I did it, and I just it made me, I don't know, it made me really understand how not only how music works, but the music business side of it works. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was able to understand it from an early age by doing stuff like that.
Okay, so let's backtrack a little bit. So you knew how to read music, or did you know how to copy? Two different things.
What do you mean by copy? Like hear something and be able to replay it?
I feel like some people so one, how you said you knew 4 songs. 4 songs, I feel like you could kind of back and forth. I got it, not a copy. Or did you know how to read it?
No,
I knew give me that little piece of paper.
No, I knew how to read it. I knew how to read it. It was a struggle at first, but eventually I knew how to read it.
Right, but if you're performing in the streets, you probably want to remember what you're playing, so you're not going to read it off of a.
I didn't know any better. I didn't even think about it like that. I just sat the sheet music in front of me and played it.
Oh, okay, that's dope.
So I guess I wasn't memorizing the song. No, I was literally just reading, copying off the paper.
Got you. And then from there, people just donations. Just walking past.
Yeah, it was dope. I couldn't understand it. Wow, why are they giving me this money? Is it because I'm a kid and I'm cute, or is it because I'm good? Maybe a little bit of both. But that made me understand early on that I wasn't gonna be one of those teenagers itching to get a summer job or nothing like that. I'm like, fuck that.
If I can make some dollars
or do something music related. What?
Yeah, I was about to say. Yeah, if you can make some dollars on the street, then you can. Do anything.
It made me imagine a lot of different shit, more than just playing an instrument on the street. Just the whole concept of being able to do music for a living.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think it's a foreshadowing moment, probably, I guess that would be your probably your first, performance, in front of, just average people.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
It blew my mind not how easy the money came, because I had to take time to learn how to play this shit.
Right.
But it was just like, wow. Because at the time, I want to say me and my family were living in a homeless shelter, or a little bit before that we were. So we were doing pretty bad. So to see that amount of money at a young age, doing something like playing the clarinet, it was unheard of. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got you.
So what time did you... So that was in Atlanta, and you were around, you said 4 or 5?
Nah, not 4 or 5 in Atlanta. I was like 7, 8, 9, 10. Between 7 and 11, I was in Atlanta.
Okay. And then you're doing that, and then when does like the, your dive into hip hop begin?
When I moved back to Shaker.
Okay.
It's crazy because when I was in Atlanta, it was predominantly black. I was on the west side of Atlanta. It was all black kids, all hip hop. I think who was hot at the time? I don't know. I think Outkast was on fire, but just musically, Atlanta was on fire with like rap music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I didn't really get hooked there. It wasn't until I moved to Shaker, and it was, I guess, based off how diverse the neighborhood in Shaker Heights is and how the school is set up, with them being so supportive of the arts. That's when I really got tuned in with music. You know what I mean? Because of how supportive they were. I mean, they had a class for music production there. You know,
really?
I was able to learn music production theory. I was able to learn how to do graphic design. Basically, all the shit that I have to do now as a grown ass man. So that's where it started, really. Like, so around 2000, 2001, something like that.
Okay. Any like adult DJ inspiration that you kind of seen?
DJing, no, because it started off as a love for production and rapping. I was rapping first. I was rapping for anything, just playing around and stuff like that. But once I actually got equipment, then it was like, okay, I'm DJing, yeah, but I didn't really have any DJ idols or people that I looked up to. Just DJs I see in movies and stuff like that. I remember seeing Beat Street as a kid. I remember seeing Juice growing up.
Beat Street was fire.
Yeah. I wasn't alive when Beat Street came out, I don't think, but I remember seeing it when I was young. And then Juice. So that kind of sparked my brain on the DJing side. But on the production end, I was like tuned in with The Alchemist a lot. I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. For a long time, when I first started making beats, my shit was just sounding like fake Alchemist beats. I used to be afraid to admit that shit early on, but my shit was like fake Alchemist beats.
Yeah.
That's real. That's real.
That's
that was my favorite, though. Yeah.
That's how you learn, though. You have to, like, kind of, you have to copy somebody's stuff, sort of, and then build on your own.
Facts.
That's how you grow. Mm-hmm. So what was, musically, what was your inspiration other than just like, producers and stuff like that, like artists that inspired you kind of to get into the game?
Early on, it was Nas. You can't tell me nothing but Nas. Like, cause I grew up in the era of like, so you like rap music? Well, which one you going with, Jay-Z or Nas? Like, that was a big thing.
Okay.
I was heavy into Jay-Z, but Nas was just like, I grew up
a little more grittier.
Yeah, it was just something
realer.
I liked that more. It appealed to me more. Like, I used to like beg my mom to like. My mom didn't even drive, bro. She still don't drive, but as a kid, she used to just like catch the bus cross town to go get the new Nas CD, type of stuff. So I was really in tune with what Nas was doing over anybody else.
Yeah.
But I listened to growing up, my CD collection was vast. I had all that shit. But Nas
Nas was like...
I was copping everything that Nas came out with.
That's dope, yeah. Who's one of your favorite artists now?
Off top, I'm gonna say Money, man. Even though I don't really make that type of music, I don't know. I like it. He's consistent to me. Money, man.
Okay. I know a lot of people really like Money, man.
Yeah, I'm in Atlanta too, so that's all they playing. I feel like a scammer when I listen to it. Like an Atlanta scammer.
I know that's in now, the Atlanta scammer, yeah.
Yeah, scammer music, I guess.
Isn't it crazy how the whole like subgenre kind of?
It's weird. It's weird.
It is. So when you were producing, right, and then you got this drive to become, DJ, which I feel like that's like, you do produce a lot of great stuff, but your DJ is like one of your go-to things that you do, and that's what you're known for. When did that like originally start?
That started in middle school and high school as well, because like coming up, doing the production and the rapping, I also wanted to DJ too because that was the cool guy in the party. That was around the time people started getting invited to house parties. I wasn't the first pick to get invited to the house parties at first, but once they realized I was DJing, even if I wasn't DJing their party specifically, that's when they started wanting me to come. And I remember one time in particular, I was DJing a party, like somebody's basement party. They had paid me like $60 when I, young as hell to DJ this basement party, and it was it wasn't even in the neighborhood that I grew up in. It was like some other, you know what I mean? Yeah. But a lot of people from my school was there. And I remember they came back to school like, oh, we see Miguel, he was DJing a party, and the word spread, and I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah, DJing.
So I'm pretty sure your high school equipment don't look like the equipment you got now. I would just assume.
No, it didn't, but it wasn't like I started with terrible equipment, but. Nah, I remember my first turntables. It was something called DJ in a box. I didn't know nothing about any equipment. That's the thing, man. Nobody put me on game about what equipment to buy. I remember. No, matter of fact, somebody did. I remember I was recording on a tape recorder just to go back. That's when when I was rapping and stuff. Didn't have any equipment. Just interested in rapping. I used to record myself on a tape recorder. I had like a tape recorder you have in like a classroom or whatever. Yeah. And I don't know. I lost my train of thought because I smoked too much. What was I saying?
We just talking about the equipment you had in high school.
I want to say the first thing I got was some turntables called DJ in a box. It was like $100. It was like some plastic turntables. Then I started off with like an 8-track recorder. It's not even digital. It was all analog. I forget what type of microphone, but it was all basic shit. But nah, it's not the stuff I use now.
Okay. I hope not. Well, maybe you're just that good at it, No. But, I mean, it's crazy the difference, though, between stuff that comes out now, like when people are beginners now and when they were, like, around the time you started, right? Mm-hmm. Especially entering the game. Now it seems like it's more of this social media thing. It's like, you got the followers? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, we'll have you DJ. It's less about, like, the actual talent of DJing.
Yeah, of course. We're in a social media age, right? Yeah. So that's what it's about. You know what I mean? How many followers you have, how much clout you have. I'm not mad at it. You know what I mean? The real always wins at the end of the day, man. So you might get booked now, but I don't feel like there's any longevity in that shit. Eventually you're going to burn out. I mean, there's very few people that's going to be Pauly D that's going to be able to get booked forever just based off him being on a TV show. Right. So...
Yeah. So what are like the major differences you think that you see now between like when you started out and like that when you were on fire, like when you're just like starting to get on fire, and then now?
The differences I see now on the DJing side or production?
DJing side.
The difference. I mean, there's no real big difference. I mean, this is what I do notice that has changed. I mean, because I come from the mixtape era, the mixtape DJ era. That doesn't exist anymore. You know what I mean? Like it's like no disrespect, but getting the gangsta grills done now is not gonna mean the same as if you got it done 7 years ago.
I mean, that tag was legend. Yeah,
that's a fact.
Yeah, it's dope if you get one done now, but it's just what it really meant back then. That's the era that I'm from, and I noticed that doesn't exist anymore. Like, I don't know. I guess we're in the playlist. Yeah, we're in the playlist era. You know what I'm saying? So it's one thing if you're gonna go the mixtape route, cool. But if you're not also covering like the Apple Music and Spotify and getting your streams up, then you're gonna lose. We're also in the YouTube era as well.
Just content.
That's the difference.
It's just so much more content you have to do.
Facts.
Yeah, and it's crazy because it's like. Now you have to keep up so much more than ever before, right? It's like you have to make those, you have to make sure you have those IG stories up. You have to make sure you post, like multiple times a week. Yep. At the right times. And you just got to keep it so consistent, especially when you're in the entertainment industry. Yep.
Oh, what made you specifically become the Peabody's DJ?
Okay. Yeah, man, I never told this story before. So yeah, I started off DJing at the Kamikaze, and I was doing like team parties with this promoter named B. Ward, and he was consistently booking me there until shit just kind of got funny with the owner of Kamikaze, so we had to switch locations, and we came to Peabody's. It was a better location because it was on a college campus at the time. Thanks. And they was already doing like teen events there, so this was perfect. And I think after the first event, I ended up meeting like the general manager dude who did all the bookings at Peabody's, and he asked me to DJ some. I think what it was I don't know if you remember Corey Bapes.
Yeah,
there was
Corey Bapes was huge at the time.
Yeah, but this was kind of like he was huge, but then it was like a little small like decline. You could see it. It was going down and down and down. So during that period, no disrespect, but I'm just saying during that period is when
like what year? I want
to. So remember he had the album that came out in the Class of My Own.
Yeah,
that was a big album, like everything
on,
with the kick drums and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So this event that I DJ'd was like he had a release party which was real big at Peabody. This was the most packed I ever seen at Peabody's.
Yeah. But
this was like this was his time after this. So I'm assuming Peabody's was like, oh yeah, this dude, he's gonna bring out a whole bunch of people because he did last time, so we're gonna book him again. But I don't think they really understood what was going on, or else or maybe they didn't care. They was just like, fuck it, we'll see what it does.
People are bringing it,
yeah. I got you.
So I did that, and I don't know. Either I must have did a good job, or maybe it was just the fact that I was available and did a good job. But either way, they was fucking with it, and they ended up calling me for any hip hop event they was calling me for. And I want to say the main reason they was probably doing that is because of how many openers we used to have at Peabody's. We used to have like 25 to 30 openers because it was so many stages.
Yeah, I remember the stages.
See, I've never been there, dude.
Look, so
different.
So I think they kept rocking with me for the simple fact that I don't think a lot of DJs could really do that for real. Like, I used to have DJs sub in for me, and they would have such a hard time. Like, it's not about DJing. That's one thing. But you have to run a show. Mm-hmm. I'm damn near up there like on some stage manager shit. Because I'm getting these artists on and off, making sure they have their music, communicating with them, the whole nine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, that's what's up. I don't think people even realize what goes into, being, that DJ. There's just so many different aspects of it. It's not just, oh, hey, let's just plug in a like.
No, you got to know what you're signing up for, man. And it's a bigger task than just making sure you play all the hot music, man. If you want to last in this game, man, you got to have multiple hats. And there's multiple shit that goes under being a DJ. Sometimes you got to be the sound man. Sometimes you got to be the stage manager. Sometimes you got to be the road manager. Are you willing to play that part? Are you willing to go that distance? I know I am. So that's what I was on at the time. And my main reason for DJing at Peabody's, and even when it turned into the Agora, is just because of the position that it put me in. Not only was I being paid swell for being there, but it was a good look for me because here I am, this young kid doing this music shit. My name is in the paper every week, every time they promote any hip-hop artist. I don't give a fuck if they whack or the most lyrical or the hottest or whoever. When they're performing at Peabody's or Agora, my name is going on it with DJ M Stacks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's just based off the relationship I had with him. Yeah, I mean, but that's the thing though. It's not just because I was like the homie and DJing the events at Peabody's. I was working as well on the production side. So I'm talking about this was in the blog era with like Ill Roots, Nah Right. So simultaneously, while my name is in like Scene Magazine for DJing, I don't know, the Twista concert when he come into town.
Yeah,
I'm also on multiple blogs like, the ones I just mentioned, for producing different songs for whoever it was at the time, Wiz Khalifa, Currency. My name was always in the blogs. I used to pride myself in that. You feel me?
Okay, so kind of the lead into like, I don't know, it was a crazy moment for me. I was in high school. Mm-hmm. Everybody was supposed to be seeing Chip the Ripper this night. Mm-hmm. It's the Christmas concert.
Yeah.
And then it's also the beef, the whole beef. So I got to include that in there. MGK is performing down the street at the Agora.
Yeah.
It's a lot of animosity. Mm-hmm. And Kid Cudi is there. He just comes out of just nowhere. Mm-hmm. Obviously, you kind of knew beforehand. You the DJ. Mm-hmm. So what was that like? As far as, I would assume, not telling a lot of people that Kid Cudi is coming, and then also just the energy of knowing that it's a show down the street before the day of, before you see all the people there. Mm-hmm. Are you kind of a little bit nervous between Chip? Is Chip going to bring out as many people, or is it kind of you don't care? I'm just going to get paid.
No, I don't know what about that night. I just knew that. You know what? I know what it was because I was talking to the fucking owner. I already knew we had sold out. So I knew it was going to be a crazy show. it was no question about people showing up. It was just more so the energy from that night was just fucking weird, bro. I don't know what Chip and MGK had going on, really. I know it was some beef or whatever, and I know we already knew Kid Cudi was gonna be in it, but it was talks of that shit from the beginning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it was a lot of people in the building that night, and it was
crazy.
It was more like that was just like the publicized beef that but it was more because it was a lot of people.
Because I feel like I even remember, if I'm not tripping, I think I remember like. Did Crazy Bone perform just randomly? Like
I think Crazy Bone was there for sure.
like,
Damn.
I just think it was just random. Like
Crazy Bone was there. Ray Cash was there.
Yeah, like I just look up and I'm younger than all these people, so I just see like this was the Chip the Ripper concert. This is not the you gonna see Bone Thugs just walking through. Kid Cudi is about to appear out of thin air concert.
What is
like people paid 15, like I think like $15 or $18 to see Chip the Ripper. That's what you were supposed to see.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, man, what? Like, what is going on?
He just dropped these big. That's cool though.
Yeah, man. It was a crazy.
It was
night,
crazy,
man.
Like,
I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I had got into a Ray Cash that night, man. That was it was weird, man. Shouts out to Ray though, but it was.
Stuff happens. Everybody's young, whatever, you know.
Yeah, shit happens, whatever.
for sure.
So, what was one of the craziest nights you've DJ'd at?
Craziest nights.
Yeah, I want to hear like the story, man. So,
It's crazy because I DJ'd a lot of places, but most of my crazy stories come from Peabody's. Craziest
it has
shit.
to, man.
Bro, the craziest shit used to happen at
I mean, it's 3 stages. Anything can happen.
yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm trying to think of the craziest shit. I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know.
Or what's like a celebrity story?
a celebrity story?
I mean, it's a celebrity down there every week.
Okay. I mean, I don't know. It wouldn't be from a show or nothing like that, but I could tell you a celebrity story. I mean, one time I was DJing in Detroit. I forget what the event was. I was going back and forth to Detroit a lot, but I was with my homie. And my homie rap too, man. I don't want to put his name out there like that, but it's my homie. We still cool to this day. But we was smoking in the parking lot, and he goofy, and she be doing a little goofy shit, man. Okay. Dog, Delicious was hosting this event. Delicious.
Okay.
She's in the car, like, she live in Detroit, so it's nothing to her. She just in the car, not thinking nothing of it. She like changing in the car, finna run into the event to do her shit. This dude walk up to the window. Hey, Delicious. She pulled a gun on him.
No way.
That was the craziest shit I seen. I'm sure she licensed to carry though, so I'm not trying to snitch. But I'm just saying it was funny just seeing it. Like, damn, how that shit escalated quickly. Why the hell are you knocking on her window, dog?
Yeah,
like, that was crazy. I mean,
she's probably mid change it too, and she's just like.
I mean, I've seen crazier shit like being on the road, but a lot of that shit I can't even talk about, man. Like even DJing for Bodie James, bro. I've seen some wild shit go down. Like,
I feel like the places that this job leads you to are just crazy.
I've been around a lot of seedy individuals in this industry, man. I've seen a lot of shit.
So, what states have you DJ'd, like most states?
Yeah, I DJ'd them all, man. Only place I haven't DJ'd was Vegas. Is the crazy part. I've never been to Vegas.
I feel like that.
Yeah, I don't feel like I'm that hot of a DJ because I never DJ'd in Vegas. Like, damn.
I feel like that's
really
a major one.
I think I am. Man. But yeah,
I only picture like big shows in Vegas. Like I almost don't even think about like.
I think
house
EDM shows and
like,
shit too. Those are big there.
Yeah.
But I DJ some big events though in some different cities and stuff like that. But my favorite shit was South by Southwest. I always did big shows out there. I used to love South by Southwest was like my favorite shit to DJ.
So how was that experience? How was the first experience going to South by Southwest?
South by Southwest, the first experience was crazy. I was so excited that I missed my flight the first go around. I missed my flight, but I ended up getting down there nonetheless. But it was crazy. I feel like I'm kind of spoiled because I take that back. My first go around, I DJ like little hole in the wall venues and stuff like that for my one homie that rap. He doesn't rap anymore, but he was rapping at the time. I was DJing for him, and I was just kind of getting my feet wet with it. But the second year I came back, which was like 2013, 2014, something like that, I was on fire because I was still essentially new to the whole South by Southwest shit, and I was DJing the Mass Appeal stage, which was like one of the biggest.
That's like Nas and Ezzy?
Yes, Ezzy was doing it too, yeah, for sure. He was down there.
Gotcha.
Hell yeah, shouts out to Ezzy, man. Matter of fact, let me tell this story since I'm on here, man. I never told this story before, man. Ezzy is signed to Mass Appeal, man. I was one of the first people getting people hip at Mass Appeal. They didn't know who Ezzy was. Shouts out to Ezzy. But like, I was at Mass Appeal getting them people hip to a lot of shit. My ear is to the streets, man.
Super.
You know what I'm saying?
That's respect, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you go down there, you get down there, and like, what's your first experience? Like what's like the first kind of wave of people that come in there? Is it jumping, or are you like a beginner DJ?
Or to my South by
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
So are you like the first DJ to come on
at the Mass Appeal event at South by Southwest, because there's a whole bunch of shit going on in there. But at the specific Mass Appeal event, I was the main DJ. I was like like basically what you would see me do at the Gore and Peabody. That's what I was doing
Super
there.
dope.
But
so you did get spoiled.
Yeah, I was with Mick. It was me and Mick Boogie though. I don't know if you remember Mick Boogie.
Yeah,
he just goes by Mick now. Shouts out to Mick.
Oh, see, I didn't even know it's just Mick now.
It's just Mick.
I can't even just say it.
He's on his corporate shit, man. So he had to drop the Mick. Once the mixtape era was over, he's like, fuck that shit. He's just Mick. You asked me one of my DJ influences. Man, how did I miss that? Mick Boogie, man. Mick Boogie was like my favorite DJ. Mick Boogie and Terry Urban. I was like a fan of all this shit just off the creativity alone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was just out of there.
So what is kind of some advice you'd give like the younger DJs starting out, since you have such like a big catalog of what you do?
Some advice I would give the younger DJs. I don't know, man. I mean, don't let anybody else tell you that you can't DJ, because I feel like I don't know. I feel like some of these DJs, especially these new ones, man, no shots, but a lot of these motherfuckers is whack, but they booked up. So I don't want these new DJs that's coming out to start second guessing themselves and their talent. Like, fucking go for it. You know what I mean? If you got a love for it, if you're interested in it, do it. And don't stop. You know what I mean? And understand that there's ups and downs with this shit. You may not get booked up right away. You know what I mean? It's going to take some time. You got to get hot first. But you have to have a love for the art if you're going to do this shit. So that's my advice.
Yeah, that's facts. Because you have to, like you said, you DJ'd those high school parties, right? Yeah. You bought that $100. You invested at that age. You know, $100 is a lot of money. We're in high school. We're like, that's a lot of money. So, you know, you invested that. You're DJing these parties. And people got to know that you're not going to be the head DJ in South by Southwest as soon as you start. You know, you got to have that warm-up to get to where you want to be.
Yeah, gotta have that warm up. Luckily for me though, I feel like I had not necessarily a head start, but I feel like I got started right when you're supposed to start. But most people don't. They don't. A lot of people don't start their shit until they become adults and start trying to figure out. But I always knew, so I think that helped me though.
I mean, you were making money playing the clarinet.
Right. Right. And then right before I graduated high school, they wrote about me in GQ magazine, which was really elevated my shit too. Yeah.
Tell us about that. I want to hear about that.
So my senior year of high school, I met this guy. He's the senior. He was the senior editor for GQ magazine. He went to my high school. He was just there one day randomly. Somebody told me he was on the front line, and somebody tapped me. He was like, "Oh, that's a dude from GQ." Had no idea who he was or whatever. I didn't even know if dude was telling me the truth, but I walked over to him and introduced myself and told him what I did, and immediately he was like, "Oh, hey, I want to do a story on you." And I didn't think he was being serious, but he really pursued the shit, did the story. I think he came to my crib, met my family. Wow. It was like probably like a week and a half. You know, he got the whole story about how I was planning on doing music for a living. I think he was writing on different kids from my school, like focusing on one person that was like from another country, and then another person that was like a star athlete. Then another like a gay dude, and then me. So we all had different shit going on and had to tell our story. So my shit was like, I'm doing music, and out of all these students that you're talking about in this article, I'm the one that has no plans for college. Although I ended up going. I feel like I got pressured into going. But my whole goal was like, I'm not going because I don't need it. And I was right. And that's also what I mean by not second guessing yourself. I knew what it was. It was no reason for me to go to college. But in my mind, I'm like, I need to experience this because I'm going to regret it later. No. You asked me, well, what advice I would give earlier too. That's another thing I would say. Leave. If you're in Cleveland, leave as early as you can. Like, don't, if it crosses your mind one time, do it. You know, don't sit around and wait and get complacent or anything like that, especially if you're trying to pursue this music shit. Yeah. Get out of the city, you know, expand your mind.
No, I couldn't agree more. And I think that's why people, I feel like a lot of times choose college, you know? It's like the idea that they finally get out. Because most people aren't that driven at a young age to where they're like, oh, you know, I'm just going to go move to a new city and try it out. Mm-hmm. You know, it's a lot of people are like homebodies. They don't really want to do that, but college like lets them kind of slowly get out of the house.
Yeah, exactly.
But like you don't need it. You know, you can leave if you want. You can just, you know, see, you know, I went to school, he went to school, but like I would have loved to take a year off in between high school and college and just like float around and kind of like really kind of understand what life is really like outside of Cleveland.
Yeah, exactly.
I wish I would have done that.
I don't think I necessarily needed to float around. I think I had my mind made up. And now that I'm still at this age doing this essentially the same shit, lets me know that I was making the right decision. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I knew what I wanted.
But it took a lot of like, hard work. That's another thing. It's like, okay, boom, you make the decision not to go to school.
Yeah.
Well, here comes the hard work. It doesn't stop there.
Right.
Nothing gets handed to you. You have to keep pushing and pushing. And in networking, I feel like that's another thing for these young DJs. I bet networking's half the battle.
Networking is half the battle.
That's in anything, I guess, but
that's how I got most of my placements on the production side. It was networking. I mean, my beats are great. Don't get me wrong, but I had that networking hustle about myself. I'm not afraid to speak. I'm not afraid to reach out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's
that's the key though. How can you ever gain anything if you're not talking to people? And plus, you learn from other people. Yeah, you constantly learn. Networking is like a two-way street. It's like hopefully this person can help me where I can get to. But
yeah. I mean, and the internet is crazy too, man. You'll be surprised. Like, it shocked me early on, which once I got used to it, I'm like, okay, this is what's supposed to happen. This is how networking works. But like, I was shocked at first, the fact that like I'll be meeting new people and introducing myself, and they'll be like, oh, I heard of you before. That made me want to keep going. Like, okay, I'm doing the right shit. Like, yeah, this is how networking is supposed to go. Yeah, they supposed to have heard of me before because my name was on these blogs. I did GQ magazine. I need to keep going. I should keep working and keep meeting new people.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, it has to continue. Like that, but it never stops. Even when you get to like the state you're at now, it's still networking. It's still great to me. Like, because I mean, especially artists and music's always changing.
Facts.
So it's good to meet these new people and like network and make sure you're,
So I'll say like pre-COVID or even maybe like now, what does like a normal month of like M-Stacks look like as far as like, I guess like booking? Is it like you're always out of town on the road?
No, especially since COVID. I'm definitely this is my first time being out of town since COVID. Honestly.
Okay, got you.
So you said pre-COVID?
Yeah, pre-COVID. Like, let's say like 2019. What did that look like?
Oh, 2019, I was in Tequila Ranch, hard body karate every day damn near. I was in Tequila Ranch on West 6 like 6 out of the 7 days.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what my month looked like. I was reviewing music still. I think you said 2018, right?
Well,
2019?
Well, 2019 mainly.
2019. I don't know what music I was putting around out at that time, but I definitely know I was full throttle in Tequila Ranch.
Well, that's a whole nother topic you kind of brought up. The
Tequila.
No, reviewing the music.
Oh yeah.
So, what does that look like behind the scenes? Like artists, you ever get cussed out by artists in the DM?
All the time, because the internet breeds the weirdest people, man. But you also come across some real talent too. Like, I met Young Mech, this dude right here. That's why I brought him. I met him on the live review or just on Instagram, period. And he got his music reviewed and we just built from there. But like I said, I find a lot of talent on there, but every once in a while I do find some weirdos. And it'll be like the weirdest person in the world. I'll do a review. It'll even be a free review. And I'll get cussed out based off the fact that they don't like the fact that I said I don't like the auto-tune. Or maybe I cut off the record too soon. Like, dog, it's a free review. What do you want me to do, man? I didn't like it. I'm telling you why I don't like it. And I'm not hating. But I'm just saying, what do you artists want? You want me to lie to you? I have no reason to hate. It's not like I dislike you. But you got 1 million people. All your friends are lying to you. Or not necessarily lying to you. Because I don't know how they really feel about the music.
Yeah.
But it's their opinion. And how can you high-five them when they tell you your music is good and not high-five me as well when I tell you I don't like it and I'm breaking it down to you why? And this is the kicker about it. Why get mad at a guy like me who can help you fix the music or help you take it to the next level? Not necessarily fix it, but maybe I can help you execute the idea a little bit better. But I don't get mad when the artist, like, I don't know, cuss me out in the DM or whatever, because it's just like, okay, I'm gonna just hit this block button and keep moving.
I mean, it's funny though, because it's like people that can't take criticism, but if you can learn, like, if that person would have learned and be like, okay, maybe I should cut back a little, maybe I don't fully agree that the auto-tune is too much, maybe I'll cut back a little bit, I mean, I'll use it for like certain things, then he might been able to better his music, but because he's like can't handle criticism, he's not gonna make those gains.
Yeah, exactly.
And you listen to music every day. Like that's what you're known for doing.
Is it really what I'm known for? I guess at this point it is.
I mean, I feel like that, but
yeah.
But I mean, I'm sure you fucking probably stream music more than the average Joe. You know what I'm saying? Like you probably are constantly listening to like new shit and other people's stuff.
Yeah, but I get what you're saying though. I would say like I've been going hard with the reviews for the past couple years. So a lot of new people that tuned into me and what I'm doing, a lot of them just. If they don't just solely look at me for the reviews, they just, it's definitely one of the main things they know me for.
Yeah. So what inspired that? What inspired you to kind of start doing that?
A lot of whack shit was coming out. People was asking me my opinion. So I'm like, fuck it. I remember the first person I saw doing that. It was this dude. Shouts out to Biscuit. I met him at South by Southwest. That's what happened. That's how I even.
I like that name.
Yeah, it's Biscuit.
That's a cool name.
I met him at South by Southwest. He did like an event called the Anything Goes Party, and he had booked like Trade the Truth and Moneybagg Yo to come out, and they were brand new artists, Fat Boy Fresh, and I connected with him, and I was following him on Twitter at the time, and I remember. He was like, it's like, how it's linked to your Instagram and shit. And I remember he was like posting about him doing a review, and I clicked on his shit, and he was actually on this bitch reviewing music, but it wasn't as like put together as mine is now, but it sparked the idea, because what he would do is he would just go live and he would have his information at the bottom, like submit your music. Because what it was is at first he would just go live and people would come on there and ask him to listen to their music. So eventually he started putting his email down there and he would send it to him. But his live wasn't based around reviews though. It's just he would be running around doing his thing, and if you want to review his shit, he will. But I'm like, nah, my shit needs to be just solely dedicated to reviewing artists' music. And I remember when I first started doing it, I used to do it longer. I used to have my reviews take up I used to dedicate damn near a whole day out of the week just for reviews. And I'm like, after a while, I'm like, you know what? I'm starting to get too much bullshit sent to me. I need to condense this shit into a
I couldn't even imagine, dude. Yeah.
I'm like, I have to get on with my day, not dedicate so much time to this shit. I'm going to do an hour, and whatever happens, happens. And so that's the formula now. So.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, you're kind of just doing this to help people out,
Yeah, for sure. Because, again, that's the main thing I keep getting asked. What do you think about this? Can you listen to my music? I have people that hit me up and they don't even give a fuck about working with me. They just want to know what I think. And that used to irk me. So I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm going to make it easier for them to do. But also, you kind of got to be a little bit more serious now. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because you're going to have to either wait in this long review line or you're going to have to skip the line. So pick which one you want to do, and that helps me weed out the artists. You know what I mean?
Because the people that are serious about their shit, yeah.
Exactly.
Doesn't it make you feel good though, knowing that people actually want to hear, your opinion and what they think of your music?
Oh, for sure, it definitely makes me feel good. Makes me feel like I don't know, I'm valued, and I mean I feel valued, but definitely in that aspect for sure.
Yeah, but I feel like it's just. I wish more people would do that, because I kind of feel like it bridges the gap between, people feeling like, oh, I have all this talent, but I don't have the numbers, and I don't have any way to get my stuff in front of people that, have the numbers and have the connections and.
Yeah, I remember. I told you I used to rap, so I remember how it was, man. Just so hard. It was so hard getting somebody to just even tell me their honest opinion about what they think of my shit, or even getting somebody credible in this music industry to listen to my shit. It was fucking hard,
Yeah, and now more than ever, there's quadruple the amount of people that are rapping and making music, right? Because anybody can make it in their living room, their bedroom, just plug a mic up to and so it's so saturated, it's crazy.
Yeah, that's why my review is so necessary, because a lot of that shit be whack, which is fine, but it has to be said from somebody. I'll be that guy.
Yeah. I mean, shit, it'd be kind of cool to see, oh, man, I didn't really like that, and that dude just blows up, and you're like, well, I was wrong,
I feel like that's happened before. I feel like that's definitely happened before.
I feel like if you're going through all these reviews, it's gotta happen.
I mean, that's happened to me before on not on the review shit, but definitely on the production end. Just I've passed on working with certain artists that just blew the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? I remember Chance the Rapper's manager was reaching out to me back in the day, because I used to produce a lot of stuff for Vic Mensa. And then he was right hand mans with I feel like Vic Mensa's shit popped off before Chance the Rapper, for real.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
he did.
Right. So I remember his manager was like, okay, now I got this other dude. He's working on this project called Acid Raps. If you want to send some shit through. And I'm like, I don't know. I'll pass. And I sat on it. And
Acid Raps
I was like, damn.
Oh, that's interesting.
Acid Raps
because I thought you was gonna say something like before 10 Day. I couldn't imagine somebody.
I remember it was Acid Rap. That was the
crazy.
shit. No, maybe it was 10
It might
Day.
be
I take
10
that
Day.
back. I think it was 10 Day.
That would just make so much more sense.
Yeah, 10 Day. That's what it was. I take that back.
Okay. Okay, I can see it now.
Because he was young as hell. That was the first shit, I think. Yeah.
10 Day was fire. I love that early Chance, Vic Mensa era. That was a good,
I was
like,
producing
they
for
made some
all
good-
them dudes. Vic Mensa, Alex Wiley. Like,
Oh, really?
hell yeah. Of
Yeah, I was
course.
gonna ask you, what do you feel like? Well, not what do you feel like. What is the most successful song you produced?
The most.
Because you had to see it.
Yeah, so it's a couple songs. The biggest one is so I don't know if y'all know Rittz. He used to be signed to Strange Music, Tech Nine and shit. He's a white dude from Atlanta. His name is Rittz, but he had a song called Like I. Yeah, he used to be signed to Yellow Wolf too. Like that's his home.
Yeah,
He's part of Slim American.
name is familiar. I feel like I've heard of him.
Yeah, he's like big in Atlanta, but I did a song for him called Like I Am. That shit was big. Like honestly, it's like over like 2 million on YouTube right now. The checks I received from that shit, I could eat off for the rest of my life. Like that was a big record, and pretty much all the records I did for Rittz because of how big his fan base was and is, and the fact he was signed to Tech Nine.
Did you get like a random thing sent to your house, or is that just the artist? Like, I'm used to seeing like producers get like a YouTube plaque.
Oh yeah. No, I haven't received a YouTube plaque, not at all. I know people.
Hey,
get
YouTube,
those.
get on it.
I need a YouTube plaque for that because that's
What the
definitely well
hell?
over a milli. Like what's happening? But I do see the checks though, so
Hey, man, yeah.
I mean, as long as the bread coming in.
sure.
As long as those are delivered.
Yeah.
What's like one of your favorite beats you produced?
This record for Ray Cash and Currency called Certified. That's like my favorite joint I ever did, for sure.
I'm very certified. Yeah.
I'm certified. Shouts out to Darren Anthony, man, from Cleveland Heights. He did the hook.
You did the hook? Oh, hell yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But, and who? I guess another thing is like who's been like the coolest person to work with? You think this far?
Coolest person to work with.
Like, you're like, yeah, man, like, fuck with this dude.
Honestly, probably Bodie James. Up like right before me and him stopped working together. Bodie was the coolest person I ever produced for. You know what I mean? That's why we worked for so long because our shit just meshed. You feel me?
Yeah, yeah. That's another thing too. Is like finding like the chemistry between artist and producer. Do people like reach out and be like, okay, hey, I like this beat. Can I get it? Or is it like, hey, can we like create a beat? Or which one do you prefer?
So I have a process. Normally, I start off with sending beats first, and if you can rock with that, then normally we can build from there. But if I send you a beat pack and you're just like, I fucking hate everything, I'm probably not gonna be the producer for you. But if you're liking it and you either want me to send more, I'll do that. Or 9 times out of 10, what happens is after that first beat pack is sent, I'll hear back from the artist like, yo, I want to fly you out to such and such so you can, produce for me XYZ or, whatever. We'll end up working together in person. And that's how I actually prefer to work anyway. You know what I mean? I like to build the beat in person, which I noticed recently a lot of producers don't do. They just send beats out. And I'm not from that era. No disrespect to the producers that do that. But I do it too. I'm sending the beats out, but I'm just not from that era to where... Like, my whole mindset is like, I'm a producer, not necessarily a beat maker. I do make beats, but it's deeper than that. I'm about to produce this record, and I don't necessarily have to be in the studio with you, but to get the best shit possible, yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think there's a different chemistry in the room, right? It's like you're sitting there and you're vibing with somebody else, and you're kind of, in a way, you're collaborating, right? And you're making something new, something fresh. Where if you were just sitting in your room, I mean, you're just not getting that. You're not getting that whole experience.
Exactly, man.
You need to have that because maybe he'll be like, kind of just humming something. You're like, oh, I like that. Okay.
Exactly.
And then you start getting out the drum kit. You're like, okay.
Right. I'm not gonna lie to you. I wish I could produce more. Like even though my biggest record that I produced was for Rittz, Like I Am. I've never worked with him one-on-one. I always wanted to. And I used to be hitting dude up all the time. Like, bro, I'm in Atlanta. Let's work. Like, what's going on? And he just told me that's not his process. It kind of threw me off, like, because that's my biggest record. I want to work one-on-one, but never.
Yeah, I guess everyone has their, like, career process.
Mm-hmm. As a matter of fact, most of the biggest artists that I produced for, I wasn't in the same room with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel like for them, it's probably, having that person that they're super comfortable with and just like throwing out shit. You know, I guess it's probably hard when someone new.
It's that when you're new, but also my location. Like I was in Cleveland. Now, if it was in Atlanta, I could pull up on anybody, which is what I do now. But like coming up when I was in Cleveland, couldn't pull up on nobody.
Yeah,
you know, it was in the middle of nowhere, and people.
Right? Yeah. I mean, you got like Ray Jr. and
exactly.
them, but that's about it. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, well,
Even Ray is in Atlanta.
Well, now he doesn't live here, but I'm talking like back in the day.
I was like, what record did you do for DoeBoy?
There's a record called what is it called? Nobody Else. It never came like when we did it. So we sat on when we did the record. He did it when he was like 15 or 16. We didn't put it out for like 4 or 5 months. I was waiting on his manager TJ the Bridge to hit me back about it or whatever what we was gonna do with it. And then it just never made a project, so we just ended up just dropping that shit on the like as a blog song. It was just like a blog song for real at the time. I ended up putting it on my SoundCloud, but it was during the blog era, so I just linked it out to the blogs, and that's how we pushed it and kept it moving. But I remember working with DoeBoy early on too, and that was before he even had a sound, and I was trying to develop a sound for him. Boy, I was completely wrong. It's a funny story because like he's like. You know, the shit he raps about now, I never seen that coming. Because at the time, I'm like, yeah, man, you a kid. You know what I'm saying? We gonna push your shit like on some Tiger shit. You know what I mean? You gonna be like a Cleveland version of Tiger. You gonna be on some Smooth Ladies Man shit. Fucking wrong, bro. That was wrong. So I may not be right all the time, but I'm accurate like 95% of the time. Okay. But yeah, the record's called Nobody Else. It's on my SoundCloud. Okay.
So do you like developing artists too?
That's what I do.
Yeah.
I kind of fell into that because the first artist I ever worked with was Machine Gun Kelly. Like the first, like one-on-one really developing a sound for. Okay. Because we grew up together. So that became my niche after that point. I'm like, okay, yeah, this is what I do. Yeah. You know, I help them find the sound.
I mean, it helps that, you know, you can produce and then you can like, you know, DJ. So you do it all. Mm-hmm. What is up with the M-Stacks Challenge?
Oh yeah, man! I've been getting a lot of good response from that shit. Some of that shit been whack too.
But yeah, but that's the greatest part about it. This is like the funny ass shit. Yeah, like the one chunky white guy just made me laugh.
That dude was crazy.
It made me laugh so hard.
Yeah, I watched that one a few times, man. But no, I just decided to do a challenge because I saw everybody else doing it. I'm like, fuck it, I might as well jump in there too. Yeah, try it out. I'm gonna do another one too. You know what I mean? But I just wanted to test the water with this first one.
Yeah.
You know?
Perfect. I think it's like a perfect beat because like so I don't know, it just has a perfect like freestyle. Like
I mean, I wanted to make it like rappable simple for everybody. Yeah, you know. But next one is gonna be a little more complex. Yeah.
Yeah, that's smart. It's smart to do. It's smart to do a challenge. Hopefully, like, man, get that shit on like TikTok. Get people fucking rolling on that.
Yeah, man.
Make it blow up.
For sure. You know what really like sparked my mind on that shit, on the challenge shit, is after I did a show for B.E.T. called One Shot. It was like a what do you call it? Like American Idol for like for rappers though. You know okay. What I mean? And it was hosted by Sway. But yeah, that's what kind of started it for me. You know what I mean? That shit.
So what'd you do on that?
I was like,
you were a participant?
No.
Oh, I was like, damn.
No, I did all the music. So basically, they couldn't rap on like, you know, popular beats and stuff like that on the show. Right. You know what I mean? So I had to do all custom beats. Like everything they were rapping on the show was my stuff. And then they had to like one of the challenges on the show was they had to like come up with original songs, like finished songs with hooks and the verses complete. All that was to my beats. So
that's big.
Yeah, it was.
Wow, I didn't even know that. Dude, that's sick.
It was Sway that was hosting, but the doper part was the fact that they always had different guest judges on there. Ah. So in the first episode, it was like T.I. was a guest judge. Second episode was DJ Khaled. Third episode was Wyclef. Fourth episode was I don't know. It was somebody. That's a tip. Like it was somebody different on every episode.
Yeah. Dude, how the hell did you land that?
Oh, just right. It was it's this dude, King Tech. He's like the right-hand man with Sway. So I don't know if you listen to Shade 45 or whatever, but it's a show called Sway in the Morning. Right. But they also have another show called what is it? They have another show with Sway and King Tech. You know what I mean? And King Tech hit me up on Twitter back in the day. I don't know. My Twitter used to be jamming back in the day. Like my shit used to be like everybody was tweeting. My shit was going crazy. Somehow he found me. I'm gonna assume that he just searched like beats, something like that, and he just saw how crazy I was going on Twitter, like tweeting shit. People tweeting me about beats, and he followed me and hit me up like, "Yo, I'm Sway's homie. I'm working on this project. I would love to have you involved. And I ended up doing something for the radio with him, like featured my beats on his radio show with like some contestants he had calling and freestyle. Then we ended up doing a mixtape together hosted by Sway. And then that's when the show came about. I was on my way to South by Southwest and he called me out of the blue telling me about this show. He had a check ready for me. All I needed to do is XYZ, knock these beats out, and I did it. Sure enough, I had a check in the mail from B.E.T. like a few weeks later.
Yeah. Isn't it crazy the little tiny things that make make a difference in long term? Like if you would have never responded to his tweet, people DM people all the time.
Yeah. But that's what I was on there for. I wasn't just like waiting on an opportunity. Like I put it out there.
Manifested, yeah.
Like that's why I say I know he saw something I tweeted. I know I was purposely, mindfully putting a lot of thoughts into these tweets that I'm sending out. You know what I mean? I'm following certain people. It's like a certain algorithm I'm sticking to type shit. I was like real, I don't know what you call it, like real tedious with my process on Twitter and just social media back then in general. So I think that's what made him essentially reach out to me. But networking is where it's at, man.
But it's dope, because if you would never like done that back in the day,
facts,
and then it wouldn't have manifested into what that was, which was a fucking that's a killer opportunity.
Exactly.
For that many people to hear your beats.
Yeah, my name was in the credits on the show and everything.
That's fucking epic.
Big.
I don't know. I feel like just seeing your name in the credits is just like something like no other feeling.
Yeah, seeing my name in the credits on the show and then actually watching somebody like RZA or Tip like bobbing their head to my beat.
Because that's the heart and soul of whatever song people are making or whatever,
Exactly.
That's.
But what do you feel like stops us from seeing M Stacks the rapper? If you so connected with all these people and all these blogs got the name out there, why don't we see M Stacks the rapper?
Because I can't rap, Will. That is your job. I'm going to save it for you,
but it's
sir.
different now. Like, you got all types of rap that I don't think is the most talented.
Look, man, I don't rap. The thing about me is I know my position, man. Okay. So what I do is I'm real analytical and critical of myself, and I know what I'm good at and what I'm not good at. So I build my team accordingly. I know I'm not good at doing videos, so I got a dude that does that. I'm not necessarily the best at mixing.
So you can't live with it. You would feel like you getting over. Cause like rap is not that good.
I just can't rap. Like I don't. And another thing is I don't have a passion for it. Like, I'm gonna give up. Like, it's something about beats where I'm locked in.
I got you.
That's
I understand.
That's out of there.
Yeah. Well, I think more people need to kind of have that self-awareness. So
I'm telling you, like I can come up with ideas. I'm good at throwing bars out there, but I'll get annoyed trying to come up with a whole verse or something like that.
Right, but it says spending your time doing all these like shit that you're not good. You're not good at. It's better to spend your time with the shit that you are good at.
Look, man, I never liked spoken word or poetry growing up, so I never had a passion for like the English language, let alone writing rap lyrics. You feel me?
Yeah.
I got you.
I feel like I think everyone that's gotten to like any type in the music game or anything creative has started rapping at some point. Like I used to rap too.
You look like you used to rap, man.
Yeah.
you used to rap like Eminem. Orphesis, metamorphosis, looking ass.
No, I was more like Mac Miller type vibe.
Okay. Hey, I did a song from Mac Miller. Shouts out, man.
Really? Yeah, R.I.P. man.
Yeah, that's man. Crazy. Good guy.
That's one of my idols.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, shit's sad, man. I love Mac, man.
What record did you do for him?
It's called Way Too Wasted. That's another record that it never came. Well, we eventually put it out, but just on some like leaking it out to the blog shit. But we did this shit right after Blue Slide, right before he did Blue Slide Park. So he dropped
Classic.
Kids,
and
then that's when we met. You know what I mean? Like we had a mutual friend that we both grew up with named Bill. So Bill grew up in Shaker, but then he moved away to PA and became best friends with Mac.
Gotcha.
Then when like Mac was when Mac was dropping all his visuals and shit for kids, I was tuned in. I'm like reposting shit on my Facebook. Now I'm friends with Bill. One day Bill was just up and singing. He's like, "Oh, I see you fucking with my homie Mac shit. That's what's up." And Mac wasn't like a big star at the time,
right?
But you could tell he was going to be. And he was just like, "Hey man, you want to send some beats over?" And I know Bill rapped at the time too, but he wasn't like on some Mac shit, but I knew he rapped. And I didn't want to come off like a clout chaser, like, "Yo, Bill, I know I ain't talked to you in forever, but I got these beats for Mac. Like, right. Fuck that shit." I'm like, "Bill, I know you rap. Let me just throw you these beats, bro." And in my mind thinking like, if you want to throw them to Mac, you will, but you're going to do that on your own. I'm not going to put that, you know what I mean? Fuck that shit. And sure enough, I said, yo, bro, I want to send some beats over to you. He was like, send some beats over to me. He was like, how about you send some beats over to Mac? Because he's the one that's really taking this shit serious. Like, I'm finna start a clothing line. I got other shit going on, but fuck with Mac. And I sent the beats over and sure. And I think him and Mac was like I think they was roommates at the time or whatever. So he was able to like, you know what I mean? Keep me in the loop the whole time about like, yeah, Mac's doing the song now. I'm watching him do it. You know what I mean? He sent the record back to me and everything. And I'm like, wow. You know, and sure enough, probably like a year later, Mac blew up because he dropped Blue Slide Park and it was fucking over.
Yeah, that was like, boom. Yep. Star.
That shit was crazy. Yep.
Yeah, it was. That's a good thing though. You didn't want to over push and oversell to like, you let things happen organically. And I think
got to. I used to be that way when I was younger though, like really want to press the issue and kind of force shit to happen, but nah, shit is gonna happen regardless, man. You know, especially if you put yourself in position. And I know the position I was putting myself in.
Yeah.
So I was, you know, I know what I was bringing to the table. You know.
Yeah, you gotta make sure you have all your cards in the right spot, but you don't have to play all your cards, right?
Exactly.
You let them naturally. You play them naturally. You know?
Exactly.
That's the key. That's the key for everyone that's trying to like, you know, reach that great point. Just like go out, network, you know, fucking just let things happen, manifest things, you know, but still work hard and push.
Yeah, man. Facts.
What's one advice you'd give to your younger self?
Oh, damn. That's a good one. This too shall pass. Real shit.
Yeah.
Solid.
I like that. Clean, short,
solid,
wise words. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Real talk. It's simple, but you know what it means.
Yeah. Life's a roller coaster, man.
I used to be thinking life was over when I was a kid. Like the smallest shit, man. Oh, this is high school. Nothing is going to be bigger than this. Yeah. Oh, this is over. Fuck no. Shit gets realer after that point.
Yeah. But then there's still always going to be those ups, man. You're still always going to have, life will go on. You're still, you know, there's still opportunity out there. It's never the end.
Right.
It's never the end till it's the end.
Exactly.
You know? And now you're, when did you move back to Atlanta?
I moved back to Atlanta the end of 2019.
Okay, so you're back stationed in Atlanta. How's that going for you?
It's going great, man. I'm back like I never left. But, you know, what's crazy is I feel like Atlanta is the new LA right now. I feel like LA is kind of played out. Everybody's kind of going back to Atlanta. And all my people is there, man. All the people that I network with that are in my circle, they're right there. So I feel like I'm where I need to be, you know. And especially as far as the DJ shit is concerned right now. I can't DJ here in Cleveland. Everything's shut down. Yeah. I can't DJ in LA right now or New York. It's all shut down. So that honestly made me feel like I was where I needed to be as well. You know?
Yeah, the opportunity's there now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's like, so they're having normal they're having events?
Oh, it's fucking sick, bro.
Normal.
You
Big normal.
You could walk in a restaurant like this, barefaced it. You know?
That's what my
coughing and shit.
My uncle's from there. He came up to visit for like Christmas. Mm-hmm. And he's like, what the hell is everyone doing?
I'm telling you, man.
He's like, this is crazy.
And the mask is optional. It's optional.
Yeah.
They're gonna harass you to put it on like if you go to the DMV or some shit like that. But if you just
interesting.
Yeah, but if you just going to like, I don't know, into a gas station or something, I don't care.
Yeah.
And the clubs are staying open until 4 a.m.
All right, yeah, 10 here. Like you can't even do anything.
Yeah.
It should be open to at least 12.
Yeah, man.
If they're gonna do it, make it at 12. Like so people could at least enjoy.
So the person like
night.
With the mask is kind of like the eyeball. Like
kind of like, matter of fact, it's funny you say that. I was looking at a video somebody had posted. They was at some club, Gold Room or something in Atlanta, and I was literally just watching to see who all had masks on. It was like 2 or 3 people in the crowd, but they didn't even have them on. They just had it like
they was thinking about it.
Just like
maybe.
they got it there just in
maybe,
case somebody tell them to put it on. But
yeah.
They didn't give a fuck about that shit, man. And I honestly, man, I've been out. Don't get me wrong, but I'm going out to the stuff that I need to be at. Like, cause again,
it's your job, dude.
The networking shit is mando. So, but other than that, I don't do the extra shit, the extra mingling. I kind of just find a place to post up.
Yeah.
And give people the pound. I have some hand sanitizer with me. You can smoke down there too. I do like that. That's another reason I fuck with Atlanta. You can smoke in the clubs, but nobody's hitting my blunt in the clubs.
No, yeah. Yeah. No smoke, no chief in your blunt.
Yeah.
That's gonna be my future home, I think.
Come on home, Jones.
Cause I'm like I do a lot of films. Like I'm a filmmaker, so that's kind of the goal. You know, to like, I wanted to do a bunch of short films here, kind of low budget stuff, and then eventually move there, be able to like get my foot in the door.
I feel you, man. Are you a big fan of Quentin Tarantino?
Oh, he's dope. Yeah.
You said that like you're lying.
No, I like Quentin Tarantino. I like his style.
I bet.
He's just not my favorite director.
Oh, man, I was about to say, I don't trust you if you don't like Quentin Tarantino.
Oh, I love his movies.
Okay.
But he's just like not the person I model my movies after, I guess.
Got you. I feel you.
I like more of the independent, like gritty type movies, like more independent like dramas.
No, I feel you, man. You look like the type of dude I would see down at the Cleveland Film Festival and shit.
Oh, thanks. I take that as a compliment.
Yeah, that shit's pretty big, though. I be hearing about the Cleveland Film Festival everywhere, like across the country. Like, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
Like, damn.
It is a big deal, dude. And it was like crazy when they didn't put it on this year.
Oh, they didn't?
No, because it was literally right when, like, so it was scheduled for, I think, like March something.
Okay.
And literally just, they canceled last minute.
That sucks, man.
So I don't even know if they did the online shit either. So it does kind of suck. It's like, that's the one opportunity for, like, people like me, me and Will to, like, actually put our shit out there and to get seen, you know?
Yeah, we did get a movie done.
Yeah, we got a short
That's
film
what's
coming.
up, Will. Will out here rapping and acting. You like Will Smith, my nigga. That's what you was named after, for real.
Yeah, he writing.
Probably.
We do it all, man.
Yeah, we do it all.
You're gonna have to pop in one of the movies sometime.
I'm down, man. Somebody asked me that in Atlanta, like, yo, I want you to be in my film. I'm down. I never did any acting before. I tried to act in high school, tried to do a little acting in a school play. I fucking suck. I was like an alternate. Is that what you call this shit? Like,
you're the
somebody
backup?
gets sick. Yeah, I was one of them. And they had me sit down and do the reading and shit, but I knew I had like a bogus ass role, so I'm like, you're supposed to follow along. My ass was in that bitch sleep. Every time they call my name, I don't know if you know how those readings and shit go, but they'll put you on they'll put you on front and like they'll sit there until you can find where they're at.
Right.
That's how they used to do me.
So it's like if Joe gets sick, you have to hop in, right?
So here I am in the reading and I'm not following along. So I can't they won't tell me. Like, that's what pissed me off about the shit. They don't tell like where they're at in the reading. You have to figure it out and just
Yeah,
I couldn't take the embarrassment. I'm like, just acting shit.
Well,
but
luckily, like doing films is like a little different because it's like cut, go.
Oh yeah,
so it's like
hit, man.
No, but
I feel like because we was kids, they were just trying to condition us to be like, take this serious.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Because most people just like fuck around.
Exactly.
It's a child play.
Yeah, no doubt.
Like, whatever. But yeah, I think that's all I got. I appreciate you coming to the show, man.
No, man, I'm glad I got to talk about all this shit with you guys, man.
Yeah, it was a great convo.
Finally, story got told.
For sure.
Yeah. So where can the audience find you?
I'm on Twitter at mstacks. I know Twitter is back popping again. Instagram mstacksofficial. That's pretty much it, man. I'm out here.
Yeah, check them out, everybody. All right. Well, thank you for listening and watching. It's your boy Chef T.
I'm with a Spacekid.
And I'm mstacks. God damn it.
Yes, sir. So keep it real. See you next week, y'all.
For sure.
Thank you all for listening and joining us on another episode of the Stirfry. All the music was created by Steve Ozell. Check him out on all streaming services at Stevo Music, spelled ST3V30 Music. Also, if you enjoyed this podcast, please subscribe and leave a review. We'd greatly appreciate it. And see you next week when we talk with P the Nerd. He is an artist from Cleveland. He makes this amazing collage art out of comic books and has an awesome story, so you won't want to miss it. See you next week, y'all.